Good afternoon, my name is Jeffrey Lashley and this is week 4, July 7th, 2024, modern sporting rifle. So for this week's assignment, the first thing I'll show you is the rifle is completely assembled. I'm going to go ahead and clear it, and then after that I'm going to stop the video, disassemble it, and then restart the video and cover the 5 areas that are requested for this week. So first thing we're going to do is make sure that it is on safe. We're going to check the chamber to make sure it is clear visually and physically. Make sure that there's no ammunition in the area. And from there, I will begin disassembling. Alright, so we're back at it, and we've already disassembled the rifle. Everything is completely apart. It's going on to part 2. It says briefly demonstrate the cleaning, oiling, lubricating, and inspecting. So basically you would want to have any of your metallic parts and specifically your bolt carrier group and your breech and your chamber inspect for carbon buildup, check for any wear, and clean any of the carbon out as much as possible. The bolt, you could use a brush. You can use the carbon destroyer in solvents. You would soak these parts. I looked up the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm definitely going to get one of those. But you would want to use a brush to clean them, bristle brush. You can use the metallic brushes, but you want to make sure that you're not wearing any of the parts thin or ruining the finish on them. You want to inspect all your moving parts and your metal parts for wear. Keep in mind that corrosion is a big factor in something that's going to harm your rifle parts, and you need to make sure they're clean and protected. So you would always keep a light coat of oil on any of your metallic parts and your moving parts. And if it's long-term storage, you could have oil in the actual bore, but as it's stated in the coursework, you don't want to leave it in there before it fires because it could cause pitting or problems like that. So using brushes, metal brushes or anything like that, make sure you're not changing the depth of anything. Scraper tools, you don't want to remove the metal. So clean properly without adding too much force is what I'm trying to say. But overall, the cleaning kit that we were sent will work just fine. Looking at the areas that are moving, you want to add light oil. Make sure that they do not have too much friction. Okay, so moving on to number 3, ammunition-induced malfunctions. You talk to your customers to make sure they're using the proper ammunition. If they're using the wrong ammunition, they could have a misfire, a hang fire, which would cause failure to extract if there's not enough pressure for recoil operation, which would cause a double feed. So if any of these items are happening, you know, if the cycle of operation is off and you're noticing this, one of the first things you would go to is what kind of ammunition are you using? Is the manufacturer recommended? Are they reloads? Have they been wet? How old are they? Where are they stored? And you can always test those out. Have the customer, or if it's yourself, test out the different types of ammunition and use newer and better ammunition. Number 4, would I want to train my customers on basically how to shoot, you know, their stance, their grip. If a customer comes to me and says, hey, I can't sight this rifle in, or even if they're trying to fire a pistol or something like that, and they display that they may not have the shooting ability that I have, then I could give a quick class. I could also have a sign in my store that said, you know, if you're having these problems, you know, ask me about proper shooting techniques. So that could be something that could be on a price card, you know, for one-on-one training or something like that. I would definitely discuss these things with my customers as much as possible. I like to interact with people, learn their abilities, and also I want to keep repeat customers. So it would be something that would help them out and also help me sell more items to them. So yes, I believe that talking to them is a great endeavor. Number 5, accessories. Accessory options and how they affect operations, and explain to the customer. So specifically, if they're buying a suppressor, a silencer, a can, whatever you want to call it, specifically, how do you add it to the rifle? What dynamics does it change for shooting? Gas pressure, the weight, is it installed properly? All of these things need to be discussed before you just, you buy it, you sell it to them. They wait however many months for the ATF to approve, and then they put it on their rifle and they go out and they fire it one time and it damages it. Other options, scopes, lasers, lights, hand guards, hand grips. All of these things change how you hold and how much the rifle weighs, and things like that. So that will affect how the accuracy of it. So you definitely want to discuss that with them. It goes with anything aftermarket. Look at it, understand it, educate the customer, and then go from there. All right, this pretty much covers everything asked this week. Look forward to next week. I'm going to get this thing